Good morning. You know, I was thinking about when Trump bailed on the party.
Yeah.
Do you think half the people at the party were like, "Oh, thank God we can put on our masks"?
Just thank God in general.
Yeah.
Rudeness, I did not know of your many qualities, most of which involve some sort of filth, but that you were also a psychic, a well-known psychic.
Oh?
Yes, as you tweeted, I came across this. I wrote in October. Ultimately, if they can't beat us fair and square, then they will cheat, and if they can't win by cheating, they will kill us. You said there is no way that Trump doesn't sue for every perceived minor infraction in voting. There's no way they don't try to get the Supreme Court to junk the whole election and declare him the victor. That's creepy.
I know. This is a guy who sued, people that were putting up wallpaper in one of his, hotels.
Right.
To try to not pay them. Do you think he's not going to just do everything, every possible lawsuit?
Yeah. By the way, I don't know why. This might have been my favorite because Ted Cruz tweeted about the vaccine. That's great. Just out of curiosity, which country was it that developed the vaccine? I wonder why. And you said it was Germany, Ted Cruz. Biotech is based in Germany. The vaccine research was funded by Germany. Mm-hmm. Now go shove a bratwurst up your ass. That was just particularly fantastic. Thank you for that.
Sure.
Yeah.
I actually spaced on the word bratwurst, and I almost put shove a Wiener Schnitzel.
Oh,
but, which would have been,
too small.
Taken a little more work. But
because Wiener Schnitzel is not a sausage. It's like
I'm sorry. No, it's it's flat and breaded.
So,
Yeah.
Well,
that would be like Dick Cheney telling people to go themselves with the Death Star sideways with no lube.
Yeah.
The sideways is the thing that's hard.
Sideways.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
hard.
Right. That is. It's hard. It's tough. I don't. You tweeted the Texas Bolt lawsuit is great and right, but Robert should have written something smacking the out of Republicans, especially the attorneys involved. I mean, legal experts say this was a pretty big smackdown, but you're right. We can't just let this go unremarked on, can we? This moment in history.
No. And, I do love the Alito Thomas aside. It's the first time ever because essentially what they said is, we'd hear the case because that's a theory we believe in, but we'd have then said, no, it's totally worthless.
Right.
That was so even Alito and Thomas, let alone the three Trump appointees, were like, oh, you're just full of crap.
Yeah. And also we saw the Proud Boys leader appears to have been invited to the White House. He picture from his Parler account, and you still remember the Republicans got upset because Obama had Common perform at the White House. Yes, the GOP can go yourself forever.
Yeah.
And then continue to off
sideways
into eternity.
Sideways.
Yeah, and maybe sideways as well.
With no lube.
Yeah.
And with various meat products.
Sure. With a Wiener Schnitzel and a bratwurst.
Yeah.
And a bratwurst. You could use the bratwurst to get the Wiener Schnitzel up in there.
There you go.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Let's
use it as a battering ram, basically.
Okay. Let's just calm down. Talk of various anal violations. Now, Rude, noted feminist that you are, Professor Dr. Rude Pundit, who is an actual professor.
And doctor.
Yeah.
I do have a doctorate, yes.
Yeah,
just like Dr. Jill Biden.
Thank you for standing up.
Just like Dr. Jill Biden.
To this
By the way, her
misogynistic
dissertation, way more important than my dissertation.
Okay. What was yours on? Some shoving
mine was,
various food products up your...
It was, in fact. It was a look at that in the history of literature. Anal violation through the history of literature. Actually,
let's just get off that particular topic now and move on to... So who is this? Joseph Epstein wrote in the Wall Street Journal, is there a doctor in the house? Not if you need an MD. Madam First Lady, Mrs. Biden, Jill, kiddo.
What?
Let's just start with that. Calling the First Lady of the United States kiddo.
Okay,
he said, Doctor.
Can I just pause here and say everybody's piled on about the kiddo thing, and it's wrong of him to use it, but I'm pretty sure he was parroting a word that Biden uses himself when he talks about people.
Oh, but anyway, go with a different meat product entirely. How about
a different orifice?
Yeah, pack of beef jerky.
Right.
Okay. He wrote, Dr. Joe Biden sounds and feels fraudulent, not to say touch comic.
Oh my God.
Oh, unless you've delivered a baby, you can't call yourself doctor. Right, Jake Tapper said the part where he expresses disdain for black women now being included in getting honorary degrees is some next level hideousness. Okay. And who else? Someone else said her first name ain't Kiddo, it's Jill. Dr. Biden, if you're nasty. Okay. But you said this is wretched file of a column in the Wall Street Journal. The whole thing is a smug fart into his hand and then sniffing it. Thank you.
Yeah. What I found out about him, and again, this is nothing against adjunct professors who do, the hardest work of teaching for the lowest pay. And so nothing but respect for them. Right. But this guy's was an adjunct professor who got a bachelor's degree. So obviously there's just all this resentment against anybody who has a doctorate.
Yeah.
Right. And you said he's got to take it out on anyone who has one, especially a woman. It's just, anyway.
Yeah, that guy has had trash opinions and ignorant ones, like the one where he said, the average pay of professors is $200,000 a year for working 6 months a year part-time. And it's like, dude, right. As somebody that works like 60 plus hours a week at my job, you have no idea and 200,000? Oh my God, what a dream.
Yeah. Well, I mean, plus the fact that they're not even in the White House. I'm like, really? We're going to start with this? I mean, you can't even imagine what's going to come at Kamala Harris. It's just, okay. And your piece was surprising because you are a liberal helper. At heart, you are a tender little snowflake, aren't you? You wrote a little love letter to the MAGA. Well, as you, in your particular style, you just said no to hopeful MAGA cretins. You'll be much happier if you give up now. I know. I don't like you. And from your tweets and messages, I've got a pretty good idea you don't like me. Still, I feel compelled to give you some advice, if only in the hope that it will calm down the overdramatic rhetoric that makes it seem like you're going to start some kind of violence. You need to get your head around a simple fact. Donald Trump lost the 2020 election. Calm down. Just shut up and listen. There is not a damn bit of evidence of any kind of the massive coordinated fraud necessary to steal an election that any rational court will consider, right? You said, blah, 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 blah. Hey, hang on, jumping now. Joe Biden will be president. There's nothing in the realm of the possible that can be done to change that fact. I know what you're going through because I went through it with Trump in 2016 and beyond. I wanted so desperately for something to stop it. I even gave money to that fraud Jill Stein for her recount. I did the same. I had her on. Mm-hmm. It's the same I gave at the office. I had her on the show. Okay. And then you said, blah, blah, blah. I mean, come on, look at it from a liberal Democrat's perspective between Trump University and his quote unquote charity, not to mention clear evidence that Russia interfered in the 2016 election. There was no way he wasn't going to be chased from office. You said that each time, even though I knew it was bull, I believed and I hoped because I needed to. Right? You said the Mueller report, Ukraine, the impeachment, each one was pure political porn. And you just said my point here, dear dumb MAGA, is that one of the big reasons that your hoax will get will get traction is because whether you like it or not, you haven't eliminated Democrats, and without their buy-in, whatever you believe can happen to keep Biden from being president is as much of a fantasy as all the QAnon stuff. You said I think you are full of, and you hate this country, you racist, fascist, pig. I'm not sure for outreach how this goes, but you said, but listen to one last thing. After impeachment and the Senate acquittal, I finally gave in, decided the only way Trump was leaving was being voted out. You free yourselves from this one delusion, dear deranged MAGA mites, and gear up for the next election. We are. Kisses, the Rude Pundit. P.S. Wear your masks. Okay. I mean, for you to call them, mites, it maybe have hurt the outreach there at the end, but I get what you're saying. It is true advice from what we went through, right?
Yeah. Yes, we did. Every week after week, we would talk about, how is this? How is he gonna finally be gone? Is this gonna be the thing?
This will be.
And the thing is it needed Republicans,
right? And
Republicans never got on board, and because of that, there was no chance that Trump was ever going to leave office. We thought from the beginning there would be a couple of honorable Republicans that would stand up, and except for the occasional Mitt Romney moment, there was nothing but support.
Yeah.
So give it up. He's not. This isn't going anywhere. Hell, when there have been 3 judges that have allowed the Trump team to present evidence, And each time they said, well, we don't really have evidence, but we have an argument.
Right.
And each time it was like, well, you have no evidence to prove anything, so get the hell out of my court.
Right. Yeah. No, it is. I guess my main question is there such a thing as mites? Are there D-mites? Are there mites that live on your? Really?
I would not know. However, I would not Google it.
Okay. Now I'm gonna have to. All right. Well, that was patriotic of you.
Aren't they called crabs? Like if you have crabs?
Well, I mean, is it specific to men? Are there actual mites? Like that was new to me.
Are there such things? I would imagine there are. Yes.
Well, now I'm gonna have to Google it.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yes.
Oh no.
Don't hit image. Do not hit.
All right. Well, because crabs are unisex. I just wondered if there were things specific to your D's, that are mites.
I don't know if there are ones that merely feed off of one genital or the other.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if there are, magmorons are them. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
They are the things that attach to a penis and.
Okay. You know what? We need to, okay. All right. We need to go now. I love you. Merry
Christmas.
Chris Mahana Kwanzaa. Love you.
Yeah. Yes. Have fun.
See you in the new year.